So I think the biggest challenge that Silverline faced when I got there was really breaking them out of old habits and mindsets and ways of working.
Challenges we faced getting started with Agile for the first time were really organizing ourselves, shifting our minds around this is no longer a to-do list and we're not accountable for our to-dos, that everybody on the team is accountable for everything, and that we have to really work as a team to process our flow.
When I observed them, I noticed they were still very much operating in kind of a siloed mentality. And the things that they were putting up on the board were very much more about busy work and the things that they were doing. So it was almost like a race to Friday to see who had made the most phone calls or who had, done this or done that.
To me, it was more psychological, is getting the mindset of, anybody on the team can move any one of these pieces of paper, and they should, including myself.
The way we solved that was, the very first thing we did was we worked together and we redesigned their entire board. So we got rid of the swim lanes based on individual and replaced it with, what are those big chunks of work? What are those strategic things? At first it was clients. I think we broke it down even further eventually into these, the different groupings. But ultimately we got the most important part about all that was it was no longer segmented by individual. And then we made the things that move across the board. It wasn't about the things that you do, which is less important, like the outputs, and we made it more about the things that were being created, the value that was being delivered to the clients. We made it more on outcomes. And then we had our conversations every day around those things. And I think that made a tremendous difference right from the very beginning.
Something else that was a little slow to take at first was understanding the true value of it, because initially a lot of the team members were concerned about things like, why are we doing this? What does it mean? Is it going to take up ultimately more time in my day to do this? But once we all became educated, we started to read more about it, and we all became KMP1 trained, it definitely started to click for all of us. So the way Kanban works at Silverline is every morning at 9:30 we do our stand-up. We have one person who facilitates the stand-up. It changes every day, and that person leads us through what the day looks like for the team. And as marketers know, that changes on a daily, sometimes hourly basis. So it's really helpful to come in and first thing in the morning, think about what are our tasks and our top priorities for the day. And we also take a look at who's really overloaded, who needs more help, and it's really a chance for the team to all come together and make sure that if somebody is a little underwater, we help pull them out of that water. And then throughout the day, we also reevaluate the board. So the board helps us have conversations. If somebody is stuck on an item, we sit down and we talk about it in real time so that they don't get all the way to the end of a project and realize that something could have been fixed at step 2.
It's a very interactive way of working, and we sit with our Kanban board. So for us, we're sitting in the same environment as the board, and we're watching the board shift and change. And so that's been really helpful.
So initially we started with a great foundation after we did the training, and the whole team really came together and we all decided what the board would look like for us. And our coach really set up a nice foundation for us and enabled us to feel comfortable to make changes as we needed. So we have been through several iterations of the board. We've talked about things like, does this column work for us? What does a ticket mean? Do we need that on the ticket? We all talk about it as a team and we come together. And from there, we do make some changes, but nothing major, nothing drastic, just something that will make sure that our workflow keeps going efficiently.
So as you might expect, working in an Agile environment, the situation and my involvement evolved over time. Where we started at the beginning, we uncovered some things, we worked together on those. As we continued to work together, new things would surface, new opportunities, new challenges. And so, over time, not only did the engagement itself evolve in the nature of Silverline's work and interactions with their customers, but my involvement as a coach and where I supported and where I stepped back, that evolved too, and continues to evolve to this day.